On the morning of July 7th, 2026, I arrived in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania at the North Main Street crossing on the Norfolk Southern Harrisburg Line at milepost HP 47.4 around 9 o'clock. Weather was very cloudy with a high chance of rain and temperatures in the mid-60s. I waited over 2 hours for the Union Pacific America 250 tour to arrive, talking to some of the other folks around to pass the time. Around 11:20, the whistle of Union Pacific 4014 could be heard in the distance. When leaving the Steamtown National Historic Site in Scranton, Pennsylvania, another locomotive was added in addition to the two that brought the train into the state, being Union Pacific SD70M 1616, now making the previous Electromotive Division duo a trio with Norfolk Southern SD70 ACE 1776 and Union Pacific SD70M 1776. Once the America 250 tour, running again as Norfolk Southern 061, passed by me, I bade farewell to everyone I'd been talking with and headed to the car to begin the chase. I arrived at my next location around 12:30, setting up at the Brick Plant Road crossing at milepost HP 73.8 in Womelsdorf, Pennsylvania. A limited clear aspect was displayed at Control Point Dorf on Track 1 for an eastbound crossover to Track 2, which showed up about 10 minutes after. A pair of 4100 series AC44 C6M rebuilds pulled this 38-car Norfolk Southern 28X, with a friendly engineer giving a horn show to the crowd. .28X is priority intermodal from Chicago, Illinois to Croxton, New Jersey, carrying lots of double-stack containers from EMP and JB Hunt, among others. Once 28X cleared the switches at Dorf, 061 was lined with a limited clear as well to cross over from track 1 to track 2. 061 goes slow through town, with the crew giving waves to everyone in the crowd.
It looks like he's in the middle one now. Nice to see all these cars without graffiti on them.
Traffic getting out of Womelsdorf was nothing short of a nightmare. Stop-and-go traffic all the way up to and through Richland, Pennsylvania, being held up for almost an hour. I thought for sure that I would never beat it to my favorite spot in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, but by some miracle, the train stopped in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I was able to. I arrived at the Railroad Street crossing in Hummelstown at milepost HP 103 around 3 o'clock, about 10 minutes ahead of 061, having plenty of time to set up. After 061 passed and the crowd began to disperse, I saw the signal on track 1 at Controlled Point Burke change to a medium approach aspect for westbound empty autoracks Norfolk Southern 11N, which I had seen stopping behind 061 in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, so I decided to stick around and wait for it. About 15 minutes after the signal at Burke changed, it upgraded to a limited clear aspect. 11N was taking its sweet time, arriving another half hour afterward. A General Electric ES44 AC with the ditch light on the conductor's side burnt out leads the empty Autorack train bound for Detroit, Michigan. An AC44C6M rebuild works hard as 11N's mid-DPU, pushing 45 cars and pulling another 41, making the train a total of 86 cars long. After the whole train passed it, the defect detector at milepost HP 103.3 gave its usual no defects report to the crew.
Norfolk Southern, milepost 103.3, track 1, no defects. Repeat, no defects.
I wasn't hearing any other trains in the area, so I decided to pack up and head back to my grandparents' house. As I left town, Norfolk Southern 26X called into the Harrisburg Terminal dispatcher on the siding at Controlled Point Beaver. I quickly turned around as the dispatcher lines 26X off of the siding with a slow approach. Once cleared at Beaver, the defect detector at milepost HP 105.0 gave a no defects report to 26X.
Norfolk Southern milepost 105.0. No defects.
A pair of General Electric locomotives on the point of the Croxton-bound intermodal, a Norfolk Southern AC44C6M leading a BNSF C40-9W in the Heritage 2 paint scheme, with both units chugging hard as the train accelerates to track speed with 28 cars in tow. Note the tree branch on the plow of the 4422. The engineer gives a horn show to some other rail fans after completing the crossing sequence and passing by me. Once the last of all 28 cars pass it, the 103.3 defect detector gives a no defect report to 26X.
Norfolk Southern milepost 103.3. Track 2. No defects. Repeat. No defects.
Almost an hour and a half after 26X passed, a westbound was lined on track 1 at Burke with a clear aspect, and an eastbound was on the way as well, calling clear at the automatic block signals at milepost HP 107. I was hoping for a meet, but had no such luck, with Norfolk Southern 269 daily international double stacks from Elizabeth, New Jersey to Chicago arriving first. 269 is usually quite large, with this one being no exception, totaling in at 63 cars of various sizes, including single ones, articulated 3 sets, and articulated 5 sets. Very shortly after 269 cleared at Burke, the eastbound train, being Norfolk Southern 38G, called limited clear once rounding the curve in the distance. The crossover for 38G is the reason there was no meet, as the dispatcher had a westbound train stopped not too far off on track 2. 38G runs daily from Conway, Pennsylvania to Abrams, Pennsylvania, generally carrying a lot of tanker cars and gondolas, as seen here. No DPUs, as 38G is fairly short, being only 118 cars. Once 38G passed, I had to return to my grandparents' house for dinner, and I hoped to return in time for the stopped westbound. I had no such luck with catching the westbound, as when I got past Overview Drive, the train was already passing by, being Norfolk Southern 33A. After being back at Hummelstown for around half an hour, an eastbound train sounded its horn at Overview Drive. This is Norfolk Southern 6K4, as needed ethanol loads from Chicago to Sewarren, New Jersey. Pretty decent power on this train, with a C40-9W leading and a Canadian Pacific AC4400CWM trailing second. Once the last of all 98 cars passed it, the 103.3 defect detector gave its report to 6K4.
Norfolk Southern, milepost 103.3, track 2, now defects. Repeat, now defects.
As the sun continues to set, Norfolk Southern 30A calls approach limited at 107 about 30 minutes after 6K4 went by. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, the horn of 30A could be heard in the distance. An AC-44C6M with a great horn leads 30A, with a GP38-3 trailing behind. A friendly engineer gives 9 blows of the horn to me once finishing the crossing sequence. .30A runs daily from Enola, Pennsylvania to Allentown, Pennsylvania, usually shuttling older electromotive division power to Allentown for local service in the area. Another surprise brings up the rear, being a heavy-duty depressed flat car, making it 3 for 3 on the locomotives, crew, and rolling stock. About 40 minutes after 30A went by, the final train of the day came east on track 1. Norfolk Southern 18N, the eastbound counterpart to the 11N seen earlier, takes a shortcut of 32 autoracks with an ES44 DC and SD70 ACE for power. Immediately following 18N's disappearance, I packed up my equipment, put it in the car, and returned to my grandparents' house for the night, as I was very tired and needed to get up early the next day.